So everybody has dreams. What about recurring dreams? I have been having the same reoccurring dreams since I was probably maybe like 13, maybe a little younger than that. I've had like a series of them. There's like 2 or 3 dreams that continually reoccur, and I have them multiple times a week, every week since I was like 13. Do we take them at face value of just being a phenomenon that happens in our unconscious state? Or is it our brain's way of trying to work through something and tell us about something when we are in that unconscious state and we can't really fight off our head anymore? We can't tell our brain no. So it's basically trying to force us to grow and force us to get through something. Now, if you came here looking for any sort of answers onto the subject, well, I ain't got those, but they do really trip me out. And I wanted to make this video because I just had this same dream last night for the 9 billionth time. I want to ask you guys about it too. So let's get it started. What's up, you guys? Hope your day is going absolutely fantastic. And just a heads up, this video is sponsored by the always amazing Skillshare. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video to learn how you can get a free month trial of Skillshare for yourself. So this video today, it's going to be a pretty short one. And I know I always say that and they end up running like 13 to 15 minutes, but this one actually is going to be a pretty short one. I hope. Is going to be kind of more of just a community think piece in a way. And I want to get other people's outside perspective kind of on the matter and on the phenomenon of reoccurring dreams. So before I even get started in this, I know most people are going to be like, you should look at a dream dictionary. And here's the thing about that. If you are a dream interpreter or someone who really relies on dream dictionaries, there's nothing wrong with that, not saying anything. I just find the whole thing of dream interpreters a little hokey in a way, because where did that come from? Who was the first person that suddenly became qualified to be like, you know what, I know exactly what's going on in your head when you're sleeping?
I get up to the cliff and then I stop. I don't go over.
Okay. So to me, if it was my dream, I would think that a cliff is about living on the edge.
Really? That's the best you got right there. So the whole thing with dream interpreters, I don't know. I don't fully buy into that. Again, if that's your thing, if that's what you do, not hating. It's just for me, it's like, I don't know, the explanations and the things that they put out in these dream dictionaries and interpretation, I feel like they make them so wide and it covers such a broad spectrum that you could literally take the interpretation of one dream, smack it on another one, and it would fit, because they make these, like, they cast such a broad net when they come up with these explanations on dreams and what they're for. So that's why I'm coming to you guys, because I would much rather hear your opinion on it and see if you guys have had any crazy reoccurring dreams for the past 31 years of your life like I have. Obviously, we have some dreams that are pretty easy to pinpoint what the dreams are about or what they're trying to tell us. But then you have some that are just kind of trippy and strange. And one of the dreams that I have had since I was a kid, since I was, like I said, probably when I was 13, probably younger than that though, like straight up, I can remember having a version of this dream when I was living in this really old apartment when my parents were still together, which I was, God, super young then. It basically involves me just walking through somewhere, anywhere in the dream world, wherever I'm at, and then I'll get this feeling that something's behind me. And it used to terrify me, because this dream is technically kind of a nightmare, but I've just had it for so many times, it just annoys me now, and so it's whatever. And then I'll turn, and something's there. Sometimes I can see it, sometimes it's a person I know, sometimes it's something I don't know, sometimes it's a random demon creature, but this thing's gonna start booking and chasing me, so I've gotta haul ass. So in the dream, I will just run, and this is the dream that I had last night. I'll just be running and running and running, and I know it's behind me, but then I always get to a door. And the door, of course, is locked. But it's not just a regular lock on the door. It's legit like a Rubik's Cube that you have to solve to get through the door, while the hellhound is catching up behind you and is right on your tail. And I usually always either make it through the door or I wake up before the thing actually gets me. And the dream definition thing that I read on this is you are running from something. You know, you're trying not to face some sort of thing, and in order to make the dream stop and to kind of realize what the dream's trying to tell you, you're supposed to turn around and confront the thing, you know, like put up your hands, let's scrap type of deal. But that's why I kind of quit reading the dream dictionary type things, because I've done that. Like I said, this the being in my dreams takes so many different forms. It could be, like I said, a person I know, a demon creature. Like a couple weeks ago, I had a dream that me and Steph were in the hospital being chased by this by this doctor, and I had to keep turning around to fight him because Steph was very slow and she could not run and catch up with me, and I had to keep turning around to fight this guy. But every time I would fight him, he would deflate like those big wavy arm men that are outside car dealerships, and then he'd reinflate and go right back to chasing us. So I turned around and I beat his ass like 18 times throughout this dream, and I still don't know what it means. Which I guess you could say that that's maybe like running from some sort of medical trauma or something that we've had from like growing up in the hospitals. But I don't fully buy that because, like I said, I've had this dream so many times and I've ran from all sorts of things. And it is, like I said, it's been happening since I was a kid. And I feel like if there was a bigger meaning to it, or if it was centered around one thing that's happened to me, that I would kind of know by now, because I started having this long before there was even really any issues. I guess you could always say that there's some underlying trauma with everyone's life, and especially if you grow up going in and out of hospitals, there's kind of always underlying trauma, but it's been going on forever. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that one, or what the purpose is, what my brain is trying to tell me. Maybe there's no reason at all, and I'm just doomed to forever be running from the creatures of hell while in my sleep. A second one that I've had for a long time, what'll happen is I will get in the car to drive and I'll have to be somewhere. I gotta be here to like catch a flight. There's always something of importance I have to get to. And I'll get in the car to drive, but it's like it's almost like in the dreams I'm driving hammered. Like I can barely see the road. Everything is like waving back and forth and I'm just swerving all over the place, usually bashing into other cars. And 9 out of 10 times I end up like running off the road and hitting a tree, and I never make it to the place that I need to go. Like I never make it to help the person I need to help. I never make the flight that I'm supposed to catch. I feel like that one, in a way, I can kind of decipher as just my general anxiety, because I am a very anxious person, and I feel like that dream is just the definition of anxiety. You're trying to make it somewhere and just everything in the world popping up to where it's just holding you back. And I can feel I will wake up from those dreams feeling anxious. And then the third reoccurring dream I have, which is probably the most common reoccurring dream that anyone ever has, is death. It's either I die or I watch someone that I care about die. And another thing about all of this is these dreams, when I have them, they are insanely realistic. I've had dreams to where like my friends who have passed have been in them, and I can I'll be in their old apartments or something, and I can go and I can pick things up. I can touch things. Like I will know that I'm in a dream, and I will like command myself in the dream, like find something that's wrong here so I can know that I'm not actually here, and I can't. Like I will go through and everything will be exactly how I remember. I'll even be able to like smell things in the dream. It's the craziest thing. And that one is, that one's a pretty easy one to kind of knock out with how many people that I've lost and just kind of holding hands with death, growing up in hospitals with cystic fibrosis. The fact that these happen constantly, like all of like being chased dreams happens multiple times weekly, and then the other two happen probably at least once every 2 weeks, sometimes more. And I have tried to dissect it down to what causes these. Like maybe it's stress, maybe it's a change in diet. I have messed around with all sorts of solutions. Nothing ever fixes it. But what really gets me about the reoccurring dreams is kind of just the overall, what is really happening here? Is it just our brain repeating these sequences of thoughts and images, kind of like if you've done any sort of psychedelics in your life, and sometimes you can have a bad trip because you get stuck in thought loops and you just kind of end up spiraling. And I wonder if it's kind of like a thing that happens like that, to where we've had these dreams so many times that we're kind of thinking subconsciously about, will we have this dream again? And so there it is. Or like if it is our brain trying to tell us something and get through to us in a state of complete vulnerability when our body is shut down. So our brains can really be like, hey, you need to focus on this. We want you to see this. But I don't know. It's just trippy. And I woke up and I was like, man, I wonder if anyone else has some weird reoccurring dreams that they've been having for years and years. And so I'm here. That's why I came here on the YouTube to talk to you guys. What do you think the chase dream means? That's the one that's always kind of boggled my brain, because like I said, the other two, I can kind of maybe like pinpoint the thing, but the chase thing, because it's been happening since I was a child, I don't know, it's like the weirdest one, and it happens just constantly. Like, I will know it by now. Like, I'll be in the dream state and I'll just feel that feeling like something's behind me, and I'll just immediately start jogging. I'm just like, well, here we go, the devil's behind me. Where's the Rubik's Cube door? Yeah, maybe there's someone who does dream interpretation that doesn't give just a broad stroke answer of, you're running from an issue you need to confront. I fought inflatable doctors, demons, rabid beasts of the woods. So the whole thing of you just have to turn around and confront it, I've debunked that, because I've turned around and I've beat the ass of everything that has chased me up until this point. And it's still happening. So yeah, I have no clue why I've been having the same dream forever. Maybe you guys will have a fresh perspective on it and can help me out. But this is the part of the video now where I have to thank the companies that help keep the lights on and keep the content coming to you fine folks. And the sponsor of today's video is the always amazing Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. The best thing about Skillshare is you're going to jump on there and you're going to be looking for one sort of topic, but then you're going to find something completely unrelated that you didn't even know you wanted to learn. You're going to dive into a class, and all of a sudden you're just going to be absolutely lost and learning something that you didn't even know you wanted to learn. I'll get onto Skillshare and I'll find something completely unrelated that ends up being actually very relatable to kind of my current situation and what's going on in my life, and it ends up being something that I didn't even know that I needed. One video that I've really been obsessed with currently, and it's helped me out a ton with kind of being okay and getting the confidence to completely change my channel and the style and everything like I've been doing, is Finding Fulfillment, Using Pivots to Power Your Creative Career by Emma Gannon.
I'm Emma Gannon, I'm an author and broadcaster. Today's class is all about creative pivots and making space to make a change.
That's just one of the many examples of me getting onto Skillshare and finding something completely unrelated to my search, but also completely relatable to my life that ends up helping a ton. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no annoying ads that are going to pop up in the middle of you trying to learn how to draw a pony. They're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. All of the classes are usually under an hour long, so it's very easy to implement them into your schedule, and they're broken down into super easy to follow chapters. And because I know you guys are going to love Skillshare just as much as I love Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to click the link down here in the description below will get a free 1-month trial to Skillshare, so you can begin exploring your creativity today. Skillshare is amazing. They've been a sponsor for my videos for a long time now, so what are you waiting for? If you haven't taken advantage of a trial offer yet, click the link in the description below. Get your free trial to Skillshare. Learn a new skill. You won't regret it. You're gonna love it. Jump on it. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Leave a comment below if you got any weird dreams, or if you got any ideas of what my dreams might mean. Thanks so much, you guys. I'm Morgan. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Love you all. Peace out.